I learned something very young in my formative years when I was just this incredible I was a voracious reader. And I learned something at about 10, 11 years old that stuck with me. A variety of things stuck with me, but this is coming to mind at the moment. I learned that one cannot go too far wrong if you always choose the middle. That if you're in doubt, the middle choice is likely to not be that far off. So the saying that I teach my children, the saying that I teach to anyone that will listen is the truth is always in the middle of two extremes. You see, what I see out there on the internet and in Facebook arguments all over the place and on network news channels, I see extremes arguing with each other. And this is a never-ending battle because extreme views, by their very nature, must remain extreme. They cannot approach consensus. That is why they're extreme, because they have gone in the opposite direction of consensus, of agreement. So extreme views will never have reconciliation. Balance, or the truth, which is synonymous with balance, all right, is usually in the middle. Nature teaches us this. You know? In the middle of your life, you are the strongest. Think about it. You are physically stronger in your adolescent and young 20s. You are physically a powerhouse. You are physically the opposite of a powerhouse, with diapers and all, in your 80s and 90s. Right? The opposite extremes. So but in your 80s and 90s, you are powerful with wisdom and experience and knowledge. In your 20s and adolescence, you are powerful physically, but you lack experience, seasoning, knowledge, and wisdom. So at what point do you have a nice balance of every one of those things? Physical strength, beauty, vibrancy, a feeling of being on top of the world? Not only physically, but you now know yourself. You know what you like, who you are. You feel more established. No one can rock you or move you like they used to be able to when you were 18 and 24. It's in the middle of your life. Life in every aspect teaches us that the truth is usually in the middle. If you are ever in doubt with an argument, go for the middle. If something is baffling you, the easy route to getting close, the truth is in the middle. The truth is in the middle of two extremes. The truth is in the middle of an argument. The truth is in the middle of dueling concepts. The truth is in the middle of conflicting views. It's never on the outskirts. It's rarely, if ever, on the outskirts. I'm not going to say never in that case. I hope this makes sense because this can guide you with your market play as well. You know, I teach my traders the concept of the 50% retracement, and we make money from this concept every day, where I teach them the concept of the fact that if you were to drop a ball, right? I teach my traders the concept of the 50% retracement, Why? Because the truth is around 50%. So when I teach them the concept of the 50% retracement, or the middle, right? In this fashion, I give them a metaphor or an example of them standing, let's say, on the 20th floor of an apartment building, all right? And I imagine that this apartment building has 20 floors and you are on the roof, and I give you this really nice spongy yellow rubber ball. And I say, from this rooftop, I want you to take this spongy rubber ball and I want you to throw it down to the ground with all of your might. And you take this spongy rubber ball, all right? You squeeze it a little bit, get yourself psyched up, and boom, you throw the spongy rubber ball down to the ground from the 20th floor. Now, what would you expect the odds are for that ball to hit the ground, to fall all 20 flights, 20 floors, to hit the pavement, and then to, with relative ease, bounce all the way back up through all the 24 floors and come right back to you? What are the odds of that? Almost zero. You can't throw a ball down from the 20th floor of this huge apartment building hard enough to get the rubber ball to come all the way back to the 20th floor. That just sort of defies the laws of physics. First of all, it loses a portion of its momentum on the way down. The impact with the ground deadens part of its velocity. And so the move back up, while potentially violent, peters out a lot faster and sooner than it could ever possibly reach all the way back to the 20th floor. So about where would you expect the ball to bounce off the pavement and come up to and start to run out of steam? And I teach my traders, we can never truly know, but the truth is always closer to the middle. So let's work off the 10th floor. Let's work off the halfway mark. And I am telling you, traders, I can show you, and I have shown you on Periscope in my live trading. I've shown you in some of my free events how amazing this halfway mark principle is and how often we use it on a daily basis to make money. Truth is halfway. Wait a minute, Oliver, we are really dropping. But we've dropped so much over the past month, Oliver, that don't you believe that we're due for a bounce to the upside? Absolutely, we're due for a bounce to the upside in the American equity markets in particular. Well, Oliver, how far would you expect the bounce to go? New highs? I don't think so. Well, how far? Well, I really don't know. I mean, I would be lying if I told you I knew what the future held. But if you force me to do an odds assessment, I'd say, I don't know, about halfway back up, maybe a little bit more. And there you go. Oliver, I bought Apple at the top. Yes, I know, Oliver. I know. I remember when you were telling your traders to short it up there. And yes, it's down. I did not believe you, but I did buy it at the top. You know, where do you expect Apple to rally to? Do you think I'll get my money back? Probably not. What do you think I can expect on a bounce? About halfway back up. The truth is in the middle, traders. We get this throughout all of nature. It is a universal concept.